Good evening, everyone. Hello, welcome to our Tuesday edition of our leadership call. This is June the 10th. We are going straight away into the month. My name is Miriam Kareem, and I just wanted to do a quick tip I thought about today, and I think it's really important when you're out prospecting, especially if you're texting or if you are on Messenger on Facebook or any social media platform. And that is one of the things I remember in GoPro by Eric Worre is to keep the conversation going. I always try to keep the conversation going. And there's tips, ways you can do that by asking the person things about themselves because people like to talk about themselves. The more you keep that conversation going, it doesn't necessarily always have to be about business, but keep that conversation going so that that trust and that rapport will build. That's just my little tip. And now I would like to bring to you our teacher tonight, Coach Will Zanders, Diamond Ambassador Coach Will Zanders. He is a multiple seven-figure earner in the network marketing world and at Green Organics Companies. He is a um, seven-figure earner at HBN, Heart and Body Naturals, and our first six-figure earner over at Goldis Sana. An amazing teacher, always has great advice and great structured lessons for us to learn for. So, Coach Will Zanders, are you available, sir?
Hey, Miriam, can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Perfect, wonderful, and looking forward to seeing you and your organization in Dallas, Texas next month. Very excited about that. And thank you, everybody, for hopping on this evening. Let's go ahead and dive right into the training. Tonight, we're operating at a new time, 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time, and that is to coincide with the Monday night testimonial call that Coach Marcus Jones does, which is absolutely incredible. If you haven't been on those calls, I feel for you because they're amazing. And what we're noticing with those calls is that the people who are attending those calls and inviting guests are getting sales from the testimonial. So it's really about leverage, and it's also about consistency. So in the future, moving forward, our Sunday night, Monday night, and Tuesday night calls will be at 7 o'clock p.m. And I'm pretty sure we'll see other coaches who have calls start to line up with that. And it'll be a little bit earlier, I think, which is appreciated by some folks on the East Coast as well. So thank you for that. Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be talking about some systems that are really fun, really important, ton of value for you tonight, as usual. And I want to thank our host, Ms. Miriam Kareem. Thank you so much, as always. And thank you, Coach Marcus Jones, for setting us up and hosting these Zooms on the technical side. The systems that we operate with in network marketing are typically, when you first join any company outside of ours, systems are rarely talked about. It's normally they use something called the Go Sick 'em training program. You know, you sign up, all right, go sick 'em, go sign up a bunch of people. They just tell you to go sign up a bunch of people without any actual systems in place or without any skills training. So what you'll notice is when people come into our organization, you may not have noticed it intentionally, but when I mention it, it'll click. For a lot of you who've been involved in network marketing businesses before, you're like, yeah, it didn't work for me. I talked to some people, they said no. But were you ever at the beginning of your career, your first week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, did you ever get on a call that was free for everybody, where you had proven and tested 6 and 7 figure industry earners telling you, hey, you're going to need some new skills in order to be successful? It is literally a 0.00% chance that you will come into network marketing as a new person and have ridiculous success to the 5, 6, and 7 figure levels. It's unheard of. And so we want to make sure that you understand that when you join this organization and that when people join you, they are going to be introduced into a system of personal development and business growth that will let you know that you need to take your education seriously if you want serious results. Okay, that's first and foremost. So we have a lot of skills training here, and we don't gatekeep any information. We tell you the same books we read, the same YouTube videos we learned from 13 years ago. We have stuff on VHS that's been uploaded to YouTube from the 90s and the late 80s, and we share this stuff with you regularly. And that is just part of the education so that you can learn it as fast or as slow as you want. And if you think that you're going to have tremendous success, but go straight to recruiting and retailing, and you'll make a couple dollars there for sure. Our products are that good. But if you think you're going to have long-term 6 figures, 7 figures on an annual basis, I can tell you without education, it's not going to happen. So we have to shoot you straight. If you want a company that you're going to have amazing success with no education on your part, that company doesn't exist, but you're welcome to move around the industry until you find it. Let me know when you do, and I will not hold my breath. Okay. The other thing that we're really big on here is going to be systems. Now, systems do not have to be complicated. They do not have to be, expensive or anything like that, but you do need to have systems. And let me see in the chat, who knows what system stands for? When we talk about system, we talk about the best system. What does the system stand for? What's the acronym that we always use when we talk about systems? Let's see who knows what that acronym is on there. There you go. Thank you, Jessica Hill, one of our Diamond ambassadors there. Thank you, Tiara Moore, Diamond as well. The Diamonds know what they're doing. Save yourself some time, energy, and money. Okay. You can always make more money. You can never make more time, but it's really good to save both. Okay. Now, within that, there are certain subsystems that we're going to touch on this evening that are very important for you to know about as you move forward. Your team may not be big enough yet for you to utilize all these effectively, but if you're going to have a big team, as I know a lot of you will, because you can and you're doing the right things, you're going to need to know about these particular systems. And this is in no particular order. Retailing. R starts with the letter R, retail, getting products into the marketplace, sharing products that you believe in with people that you care about. I don't care if you do it online with a page, or you do hot market system, or you do online sales, you do in-person sampling and you follow up for people to get orders later. Doesn't matter. Or you go to trade shows and farmers markets, however you need to do it, there needs to be a duplicatable retail component to your business. It is going to be the way that you get products into the marketplace to customers that are typically, at least at the beginning, not interested in doing the business or making money at all. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand the concept of retailing. I'm not telling you how to do it. You can figure that out. Y'all are a smart bunch, and we also teach tons and tons of ways to get products into the marketplace. That's number one. The second system, and again, not necessarily in any particular order of importance, is going to be recruiting. Also starts with the letter R, shocker. Recruiting is very, very important because that is where the duplication takes place in your business. That is where you can establish what we call a virtual franchise anywhere in the world we do business, over 100 countries. And every time that virtual franchise retails, they're going to get paid, which they should. But guess what? You get paid too. So recruiting brings into the multi-level aspect of network marketing. And recruiting is going to be the thing that, let me tell it at the beginning, top earners should, or people who aspire to be top earners, you should be focused about 80% of your time on recruiting until you get what? 2 serious people. You may have to retail, then recruit, and then here's another R. This is not a system, but it's right up there with recruiting. It's going to be replacing. Sometimes people are going to quit. That is totally normal. 70% of people are going to die broke. We know that. 70% of people are going to quit your business very quickly. That is totally normal and totally fine. You're going to need to replace those people until you find a minimum of 2, count them, 2 serious people. Okay. So that's going to be a system. Thank you, Karen. Speak it. Karen says she is not dying broke. She is not one of the 70%. You got to speak that. You have to speak it until you believe it as much as you believe the sun's going to come up tomorrow. Okay. But retailing and recruiting are very, very important. All right. Now, one of the places that most network marketers in this industry go wrong, even when they learn that recruiting and retailing is something that you should do, they have been instructed backwards. And let me explain what I mean. And this has happened to, oh my gosh, so many network marketers. When they first join a company, their sponsor or upline totally ignores the retail component to the business. We never do that here, but they totally ignore the retail part and they put them on what we told you, the Go Sick 'em training program. And they just go start posting on Facebook, recruiting, join my team, we're going to make a bunch of money. This is the best company ever. Most of them don't even know how to evaluate a company. They've never been taught how to evaluate a company, because if you taught your team how to evaluate a company, what company are they going to start with first? They're going to start first with the company they're in. And at a lot of these other companies, when they learn how to evaluate a company, they go, man, wait a minute, my company is garbage. What was I doing? My company is terrible. What was I thinking? And so they just ignore that by not teaching them how to evaluate a company. Okay, we've done plenty of trainings on that, and we'll do more in the future. Okay, there's even a free tool we're going to mention at the end of the call where you can learn how to evaluate a company and teach other people how to evaluate a company. Okay, but that is going to be something that you have to do. Now, when people join and they start recruiting, typically on social media only, because people are scared, and the people who aren't scared are typically lazy. So they don't want to talk to people and book coffee shop meetings and book a home presentation. They've been lied to for years now by the social media network marketing gurus who live in rented apartments, by the way. Those individuals tell them that all you have to do is make a couple of posts and you're going to be successful. This is unfortunate because that's a lie. Now, it's not to say you can't generate some income and sponsor some people on the internet. You can, and I recommend that you do. But when you try to do it and you're not taught how to do it, by books and resources, or by people like Coach Marcus Jones, Coach Sonic Jones, Coach Tina Rose Human, Coach Kimberly Wilkins, Coach Seymour Greenridge Blake. When you're not taught by people who are six-figure and multiple six-figure earners, Coach Charlotte Whitaker, when you're not taught by people who know how to do it, you're going to do it wrong. So network marketers start recruiting on the internet and they do it wrong. And very few people join. The people who join quit. It's an absolute clown show. And so then they think to themselves, this business doesn't work. However, you know what? The products are really good. I like the products. Let me go promote those. But wait, I don't want to go promote them on social media because everybody on social media hates me and they think I'm in a scam and nobody sees my posts anyway. So let me go talk to my friends and family, okay, and tell them about the products and things of that nature. Here's the issue. They're trying to sell. They've never read a single book on selling ever. So is that going to work? Probably not, okay? They try to promote the business to friends and family offline at that point. Does that work? Absolutely not. It's going to be worse than on the internet. So the point to that story is no matter what you do or how you do it, if you don't get the skills down, at least the basics of what not to say to people or how to promote or retail or recruit, if you never take the time to learn, you're going to have zero success. And any success you have is going to be very, very, very short lived. Okay. So you got to understand retailing and recruiting. It's important for your business health. The next system also starts with the letter R, is going to be recognition. Now, this is very important. Coach Seymour Greenridge Blake is one of the best recognizers I've ever seen in the industry of network marketing. He's so on time, he's so on point. You notice that Coach Seymour doesn't do anything fancy. He uses a social media based recognition system that centers around posts that are very nice, very complimentary, and they give true success stories about anything that his team does. And Coach Seymour will recognize little wins, and the little wins lead to big wins, and they lead to big income. But recognition is amazing. So you don't have to have a lot of technical savvy to have a recruiting system. You can do it online and offline, doesn't matter how you do it, but learn from people who've done it correctly or with results. You got to have a retail system. Doesn't matter if you do it online, offline, direct mail, postcard, who cares? But get it done and learn it and observe it from people who've done it with results. You don't have to have a degree in JavaScript computer programming to have a recognition system. You don't have to print out fancy, expensive certificates or anything like that, or buy medals or gifts. You can do what Coach Seymour does and have a free social media-based recognition system. Or you can use a live recognition system like Jessica Hill does and some other reps, Elizabeth Harper and Tommy Hill, some other individuals. Coach Sonic Jones is really big about this too. When we go to events, they always have gifts and recognition gifts for their team. So they use more of a live in-person recognition system every 90 days, okay? And that's more my style too. But I do recognize certain high achievers in our organization on the internet, okay? So recognition, retailing, and recruiting, all very important for you. And it's never too early to start doing those things. Put a 1 in the chat if you understand recognition, retailing, and recruiting as systems. If you have any questions about them, put them in the chat and someone will get you that information for sure, okay? One of the last systems we're going to talk about in this little intro portion is going to be one of my favorite systems. And ladies and gentlemen, I know you're not going to believe this, but it starts with the letter R, and that is going to be retention. Yeah, retention is going to be the system that is super, super important. I use a tools-based retention system. The number one retention system is get people paid early and often, but at the same time, onboarding as a system, starting people off right, that's a system. And that is going to be one of the best ways to have retention in your organization. I'm going to give you 2 tools right now. I'm not going to teach you retention tonight. We can do a class on retention another time if you want, on retention system specifics. But let me give you 2 tools that we paid to get the copyright usage for, that we uploaded them to the internet for you for free. And you get to use these retention tools to keep yourself in the game. And if your team members are ever wavering and they're going to quit, or you think they're going to quit, you can use these tools to help them stay in the game as well. The first tool is going to be absolutely free for you. It's incredible. And it's www.don'tquitmlm.com, DONTQUITMLM.com. And that video is going to be a video by 8-figure earner Brian Carruthers, one of my favorite mentors in the industry. And it's a short 5-minute video, and it's going to be a third party, okay? Not you, not me, not a member of our team, but a third party that's very successful in this industry. And he's going to be giving them 5 minutes of straight game on why you shouldn't quit. Everybody thinks about quitting at some point. Well, not everybody. Most people think about quitting at some point. This will help keep them in the game. It might even help keep you in the game, okay? And that's at www.don'tquitmlm.com. The other retention tool that I absolutely love using is by Dale Calvert, okay? I mentioned him a lot of times. Dale's one of my favorite mentors. And he's out in Georgia, in the Georgia area, but he's originally from Kentucky, okay? And that is going to be a longer audio that is going to be available at www.streakwhenyouslump.com. Every network marketer is going to have a slump at some point. They may not think about quitting, but business is going to be in waves, just like seasons and everything else, okay? That particular video, it's about an hour long. It's an audio designed for you to take notes, and it is absolutely amazing. Just imagine Don't Quit MLM as a short 5-minute video. You can supplement that with the hour-long audio. It's incredible coaching. www.streakwhenyouslump.com. I highly recommend it. Even if you're not on the verge of quitting or your business isn't slumping, I highly recommend you check it out and get acquainted with it early, okay? We had to get that old audio on audio cassette from like the 80s or something, the early 90s, and had to get that uploaded on SoundCloud. And I had to purchase those cassettes to get that information for our team. And it has been a lifesaver for a lot of people. What I've been told and what I've noticed in my own business is when people are on the fence about to quit, okay, well, how do you know they're about to quit? Well, if you look at the attendance on this call and you don't see your team member there for 2 weeks straight, they're about to quit. If you go to an event in 90 days and you look around and you don't see your team member there for more than one event, they're about to quit. I'm just letting you know. So that is when you want to activate your retention system and immediately check in on them, number one. Number two, remind them of the 20 reasons why, specifically the top 4. And 3, send them one of those videos. I recommend the shorter video first, and then once they watch it, the second video after that. And you will save 40 to 50% of the people that most network marketers are going to lose. I'm going to say that again. If you take those 4 steps I just gave you and apply them to your business as a system, you will keep 40 to 50% of the people who are going to quit from quitting. It's amazing, and I highly recommend it. Okay, now we're going to be talking a bit tonight on the duplication aspect of recruiting, the duplication system. And I want to open it up with a quote. You don't duplicate what you teach. You duplicate who you are. Okay, I'll say it again for my friends in the cheap seats. You don't duplicate what you teach. You should be teaching, but that's not really what you're going to be duplicating. You duplicate who you are. Okay, and when I figured that out, it changed how I interacted with not only my 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 serious people who I'm building with, but it changed how I even viewed prospecting. Okay, you're going to have better results recruiting if you become the type of person that you would love to recruit. And you can only do that through personal growth, development, discipline, dedication, consistency, product uses, auto ship, coming to events. You got to do all the things that you would want someone else to do, and you're going to duplicate who you are. Okay, please understand that. You're not just building a team, you're building a community. It's a tribe, it's an empire, really, because you're the leader. And sometimes, well, the leader should get paid more because they built the whole thing. But when things go great, the leader's going to get the credit, which always feels good. When things go wrong, the leaders are going to get blamed, even when it's not the leader's fault. So don't think for a second that it's all sunshine and roses and whatnot, because it's not. But the pros surely outweigh the cons. And I'll tell you, I was talking to Big Al Schreider, this is years ago, and he was asking me about my recruiting system. I didn't really have one. He was asking me about, when I'm recruiting, what is my goal? And I was like, man, I want to recruit as many people as possible, as fast as possible, and this, that, and the third. And it never occurred to me to track my metrics. I didn't track anything back then. My business performance metrics or BPMs, I didn't track anything back then. And he said, Will, how many people out of the people I'd sponsored like 200 people within that year. I had won an award from my company for sponsoring the most people ever in a year at 200 reps. And he was saying who came in at the top package the company had, because that's what we would track at that time. And he said, how many people quit? How many people aren't with you 6 months after you recruit them? And I was like, I don't know. I'm too busy recruiting. I thought that was a flex, by the way. I'm too busy recruiting to even worry about that. And he was like, that's going to be a problem, sir, because people were quitting as fast as they were coming in. And that's called churn. Okay. That's called churn. In one way, out the other way. And you got to keep replacing, dozens and dozens of people. That'll burn anybody out. So what he said was, you would do better sponsoring people, giving them leadership tests, meeting them in person within 90 days if possible, and evaluating based on criteria and questions and seeing them in action, who are going to be your 1 or 2 serious people. And you would do a lot better recruiting one serious person in a 90-day period. This is all true. This is so real. You would do better recruiting one serious person in 90 days, train them, get them the resources, work with them, meet them if your budget and time allows you to. If once you might sponsor a couple of people, when you find a serious one and pour everything into that person that you can possibly pour into them over the next 90 days, so that at the end of 6 months, you have a rock solid leader that will never, ever quit. You have a rock solid leader that them, they know you, families know each other, y'all hang out, when y'all are in the same state, whatever it is, you got to find that. And then he said, they'll do the same thing. You don't have to be upset if you're not on the leaderboard. You don't have to be upset if you haven't made $20,000 your first month or something else crazy like that. You can be very content with that. And then he said the next 90 days, which is going to be the 3rd season of the year. So January, February, March, hypothetically speaking, or month 1, month 2, month 3, that 90-day period is all about recruiting. And hopefully you find 1, maybe 2 people, but we'll say 1 person who is super serious, just like you are. And a lot of times, if they're local, it's better. Then the next 90 days, month 4, 5, and 6, you train them, teach them everything you know. If you're recruiting and retailing, fine. But even if you're not doing a lot of it, do some of it, lead by example, but pour into that person until you make a mini you. But they're going to be a better version of you because they're not going to make the same mistakes you made. Okay. And they're going to have all the information they need. And remember, this is one of the serious people. So when you move into the later part of the year, that'll be months 7, 8, and 9. You're going to be recruiting another person, and your person you recruit is going to be another person. Okay. And then the last 3 months of the year, months 10, 11, and 12, you're going to be training that new person you just recruited all 90 days, just like you did before. And that person that you recruit is going to be training their new person all 90 days, just like you did before. So at the end of one calendar year, you might not have $1 million in commissions, but you have a rock solid, super solid 2 people on your team that are trained stone cold killers. They are lions. They are ready to go. They know everything you know plus some. They never miss events. They are exactly the type of people you wanted to recruit, but you didn't have to recruit leaders. You built leaders. They are tenacious. I love that word. And so that's going to be your little tribe of 3 people at that point, or 4 people. And if you duplicate that process, your 2x2 will build itself starting in year 2. Okay. Now, that's the super, super slow way to do it. A lot of times, people will end up recruiting 2 or 3 or 4 people within a 90-day period, and you can train them in that 90-day period. So your growth becomes exponential. But at the end of the day, if I had started this industry with that in mind, this is as vulnerable as it gets. And I still kind of kick myself sometimes. If I had started my network marketing career 12, 13, 14 years ago, and I had understood that concept, about really understanding 2 serious people, and that is dictated by the pay plan. It might be 3 serious people at some companies. Some companies it's 5. Here it's 2. Okay. If I understood that, my first year, I would have my 2 stone cold leaders. And now, 12 years later, 13 years later, I would have a full 100 BV matrix, 100 BV binary paying me 60, 70, $80,000 a month, something ridiculous like that, because I would have understood to do that, teach that, and then teach people to teach that so they don't have any fake expectations about becoming a multimillionaire in year 1. That's just lunacy. It never happens like that. But, the internet, right? Social media, right? The gurus, right? Join now, make a bunch of money, do no work, that type of stuff. So put a 1 in the chat if you understand that you can go faster than that. But if you understand the gravity and the importance of sponsoring your 2 serious people, they don't have to be good. They can learn everything over 90 days. Come to some events, get on some calls. They're serious just like you. Okay. You can't afford to fly. Guess what? You can rent a car. That's way cheaper. And you can pick up your 2 serious people on the way to Nashville. It's that important. All right. It's that important. And these people are going to be friends for life. When your kids get married, they're going to be at the wedding. When they have children, you're going to be the godparent. This is the level of closeness that you should have with your team. And I'm honored to be one of Coach Marcus Jones' 2 people. Like I'm super, super honored by that. And we've developed a very close relationship over the years. And when our sponsors quit, and I just kept rolling up to him and things of that nature, and then we'd go to Sana, we had a chance to do it a little bit different. And now you see people like Coach Seymour being sponsored by Coach Marcus, and you have, yeah, they travel the globe together. Thank you. They travel the whole planet. They take cruises together. That's how close you want to be with your 2 people, and the business will take care of itself. Remember, we build people, people build the business. Now, was anything that I said complicated or fancy or required a lot of money or skill? Anything about recruiting a person, however you want to recruit, and building? Jessica's really lucky because she got Terry Hill. I don't think he's going to quit. So my point is, when you're a team like that from a spouse standpoint, and your spouse is an active builder too, you're halfway there. If they are willing to get into their network to find their 2 people. You can't have somebody that just joins you because you're you, and they're not willing to go put in the work to find their own 2 people. Y'all might be a spouse and different couples and things like that, or a family member like Charlotte and Kenya, but they still got to do the work, right? So the whole point to that is simplicity scales. Simplicity scales. Complexity fails, okay? Simplicity scales, complexity fails. You want to keep it as simple as possible, okay? Just you want to keep it as simple as possible. Now, every system, every leader, they're going to be a coach. They're going to end up being a good closer, even if they close 2 or 3 people. They're going to be a real connector. I'm going to tell you what you cannot be, even once you sponsor your right 2 people. After that, after you train them and taught them everything, you cannot be a babysitter. Nope, 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 nope. You cannot be a babysitter. If it's the right 2 people and they're serious and they learn and you're teaching people to teach people, you will not need to babysit these people. They are going to go do the dang thing independent of you. Okay. And that is very important. And during the same time period, another thing that you want to do, you want to track your business performance metrics, BPM. Okay. First time I heard that was from Holton, and it was a foreign concept to me. He was like, "You got to track your KPIs." I don't know what that stuff means, but it's business. Okay. And you got to track certain numbers. This is very, very important. You have to know what your volume is. You have to know we talked about this a couple of weeks ago on a call, which is available free for you at the One Team, One Dream YouTube channel, meticulously curated by Coach Marcus Jones for your team's benefit. Okay. You got to track how many invites, how many people are you talking to per day? How many presentations? How many times are you showing the plan on a daily basis? If that number is 0 to 1, you're in trouble. It's going to be hard to find your 2 people. You have to track how many onboardings, how many new member orientations are you getting? How many people on your team that are new are attending the franchise factor so that you can know that they're getting trained properly their first 30 days in this business? These are very important metrics. How many products are getting out to the marketplace, or how many people from your team are booked to attend the next event in Nashville, Tennessee, either online or in person? These are things that are very, very important for you that you need to track those particular metrics. How many invites are you doing? How many times are you showing the plan? How many new member orientations are taking place? How many times are your team members showing the plan on a weekly basis? How many people are attending the next event, which happens typically every 90 to 120 days? These are very, very important things for you to do. So you have 2 recruits. You'll typically have more than 2 recruits, but some will quit, some won't be really serious. You'll typically have 2 serious recruits. You teach them to recruit 2 serious recruits, and you teach them to teach people how to do what y'all have already done. Okay. Now, part of this, while all this is going on, you're going to be teaching your new team member and helping them grow and getting them on calls and things, but you're also going to be teaching yourself. During this time period, you're going to be deprogramming yourself. If you have thoughts in your head like I'm bad at sales, or I'm not good at retailing, or I'm not good at social media, or I'm not good at in person, or I'm not a real leader, you have to be working on building up yourself during this time period as well. You have to reframe a lot of those subconscious limiting beliefs that all of us struggle with at some point. You have to reframe that a lot of times with affirmations, with reading and prayer, with self-discipline, with spending time at the gym, with reading books and programming your mind with positive audios. You have to use logic. You have to look around at the company and look around at the industry and say, hey, that person, no disrespect to them, they're not as smart as me or as sharp as me, but they came here and figured it out and made it work, and they're doing successful. I can do it too. You have to sometimes use logic, okay, to override some of these negative programs that'll be preventing you from taking action consistently long enough to become successful. So never forget, whenever you start feeling doubtful about yourself, that's a good thing. That's the old you kicking and screaming on the way out the door. But you will have to use any method that works to reframe your mindset to understand that you are more than good enough to do this, and that people way less talented and way less smart and way less well-traveled and way less wealthy than you, people with way less than you across the board, have accomplished as much, if not more, as you would ever need to do to create a financial empire that'll set you and your family free financially for life. Okay, so as we get kind of close to the end of the call, let's talk about deciding what ranks and things like that you want to achieve. And this is very important because ranking, although we didn't talk about that, that is kind of a system. We love the rank. We love to see all our new diamonds parading across the stage in Nashville. It's wonderful. But that is not the main thing. I just hate to break it to you. Sorry, diamonds. Don't want to ruin your parade there. But the main thing is going to be your commissions on a monthly basis. I'm going to tell you, volume is that important. Did you know that it doesn't matter how many people the volume really comes from? Volume in, volume out. Look, Sydney said, get that money, honey. Factually, this is really what it is. And we get to do it by helping people and helping them get in shape and helping them live longer and helping them alleviate health conditions and helping them generate income as well. Yeah, income trump rank for sure, for sure. And I remember it really clicked. There was a young lady on the HBN side of the organization years ago. Her name was Robin. And I remember one time I saw, Robin's rank, she posted HBN rank and she was a bronze and she had made $50,000 in commissions as a bronze executive. And I'm pretty sure bronze at that time was just 2 people. And I was like, wow, this really, really worked for people, right? These $50,000 in commissions and she's not even a silver. And at HBN, you sponsor too. It's a more complex comp plan until they changed it and made it more rank friendly. I mean, more volume friendly. But the point is, you can make a ton of money without a lot of rank at GoToSign and HBN. And I like to work backwards using the matrix math. I like to work backwards using binary math. And that's why we use algorithms and things of that nature. So when you sponsor your first 2 people, and some of you, if you know how to use tools, you can get that done this week. I have no doubt. There's no minimum time limit to sponsor people. Sometimes people hop on a call or come to a training and they join right then. That's how Derek Jamont started. Lynette invited Derek to a training just because Derek had no intention of joining a business or learning information, but he saw something. Derek saw something that using third-party leverage, and he joined that same day. So it's not, and now Derek, y'all know Derek, one of my favorite couples ever, Derek and Lynette, and they're going to be builders for life. They're going to be amazing. They've made thousands and thousands of dollars, and they're still, working on getting their 2 people to get the real duplication going. And that's what you want to see. That's how it really looks and works in real life. Okay. So I like to work backwards. So let's say, for example, we know this month, the last 60 days, but this month as well, the GoToSign matrix has been doubled. It's paying out a whopping 6%, which we don't know for sure. We are very prayerful and we hope that it's going to be like that in July, but you never know. It's a promotion. And we don't write the checks. We don't own the company, but based on that, if I wanted to earn X amount of thousands of dollars a month, I would simply work backwards from the amount of money I wanted to earn per month. And then I would look at the volume that it takes to do that. Okay. You want to make $6,000 a month. You need about, not even 100,000, but we'll use 100,000 for easy math. You need 100,000 in your organization just from the matrix. Now we know that because you got the matrix, you got retail, you got true retail, fast start, you got the amazing unilevel component, you got check match. We know it doesn't take 100,000 to make $6,000 a month at GoToSign, but I'm just using that for easy math. So I would need to work backwards and say, I want to make $6,000 a month. I would need $100,000 a month in commissions. How many levels down do I need to build my business to do that? We're not going to cover that tonight. We've done multiple calls, good grief, till we're blue in the face on how to calculate that. And you need to just watch those, okay? You're here to build something that is stable and that lasts forever. And you can only do that by teaching people to teach people to teach people to do the things that you qualify to teach. And how do you know you qualified to teach these things? Because you've already done them. Like, be very clear about that. Will, I haven't recruited anybody yet. I don't feel like I qualify to teach people how to recruit a person at 100 BV. I don't really know. Well, of course, because you haven't done it yet. So use the tools, use the videos, use the calls, use the scripts, use Hotmart, use all these amazing tools at your disposal. Use your product testimonial, which is amazing. Use that to sponsor your first person at 100 CV. Once you've done that, boom, congratulations, you've graduated, you have a degree from the School of How to Recruit People properly. So you teach them what you've already done. And when you've already done something, it has a certain level of authenticity, a certain energy, a certain vibration of realness where people are going to gravitate with you a lot better. It's way different for Tiara Moore to promote a product to someone because she has testimonials that are banging with her product. It is way different when she talks to somebody about a product. She doesn't have to even hype it up like talking about. She can because the products are amazing, but her energy says to the other person's energy on the spiritual level, regardless of the word she uses, the energy, the vibration, the frequency, the spirit man, like the word says, tells the other person, I'm the real deal. These products are the real deal. I got real world results. What you want to do? I can help you. That conversation takes place on the subconscious level when you've already done the stuff that you're talking to people about doing. So the duplication is going to come organically and naturally. You got to understand that. All right. If a person has the same words that Tiara has, and the same words that a Sydney Brown has, the same words that a Jessica Hill or Lillian Corville has, but they never built nothing. They never got no's. They never sponsored somebody and had them be here for over a year or two. They never used the products and got the testimonials, but they're saying all the same stuff that Tiara would say, right? But this new person, all the same stuff that Sydney or Seymour would say, but they didn't really do it in real life. The person's going to feel some type of fraudulence energy in them. And this is why a lot of people online will never want to recruit in person, because online you can kind of fake it a little bit and people don't really know for sure. If it's the energy is not as strong, but when you're in person, they smell it on you. They smell the fraud on you. So you can't cheat it with that. If you do it online, sure, these fake gurus and fraudulent leaders, they'll buy some time, but they're not going to get that long-term duplication. They're not going to impact lives. Worst case scenario, it's one of those situations where it's a 3%er and they're always talking about how much money they made, but there's not a single person who'll step up and say, hey, that person right there, they helped me make $100,000. People may clap it up and cheer for him. Oh yeah, coach, blah, blah, blah. You're a guru, you're amazing. But very few people will say, man, that lady right there, I have no problem standing on business. She helped me make $100,000. She helped me make $200,000. That guy right there, that Coach Marcus, when he taught me, I'm proud to be in his organization. It's never going to be none of that stuff. So that's what we got. The tools help build the team, but your vision is going to build the movement, your vision. So you have to continually keep your 20 reasons why in front of you, continue to keep the vision, the vision in front of your team and you. And the vision, again, does not have to be complicated. It can be being debt-free. Like I know Miriam was talking about paying off some credit cards. Congratulations to her. That's the type of wins that you need to share for people, because everybody, well, not everybody, a lot of people have credit cards they want to pay off. Okay. Paying off your house. Wow. Right. That is a big deal. That's a vision. How many people want to have your dream car paid off, have your dream house paid off? Doesn't matter how much it is, but might be 500,000, might be $1 million, might be 2 million. That just depends. No debt. That's a vision you can paint for anybody and let them fill in the blanks. This is where I was the state of the country I want my house to be in. Or you know what, Will? I don't want a house. I want a luxury condo because I don't like cutting grass. Linda, I should have that for you. What should have been today, but we'll try to knock it out on Sunday. Good question. Okay, that's going to be the value of what it is. You have to be able to allow them to pick. What's your dream car? Would you like to have that paid off with no note? How much in credit card debt do we need to reduce to get you out of debt? Let us build that vision, and then we'll work backwards from the volume and then use the systems, okay, to build the house, to build that empire. So that's what we got. I appreciate y'all so much. Also, too, got the free book. So we have the free ebook done, getting it uploaded. We ran into an issue last week when I was trying to share the link. We tested it, and what ended up happening was the system we were using we didn't know how. MJ didn't know how. I didn't know how yet to make it free. It was forcing us to charge at least $1. And we were like, nope, we want the book free. We want a free ebook download that people can get instantly. We don't want it to be charged everything. We got that part figured out. So hopefully we'll have the link live this evening, if not tomorrow, and I'll post it in the leadership chat where you can download the free ebook. It's absolutely amazing. It's like 100 pages. It's not just like some type of pamphlet, like a lot of free No, this should be sold for money. I'm just letting you know, it's that good. but you can get that for free. It's like 100 pages, man. I mean, it is a real book, but you can download it on PDF. You can print it up at Kinko's if you want. You can read it from your phone, email it, and it's going to be print it out and put it by whatever you want to do. But of course it's intellectual property. So we don't want you to sell it because it's free. You should make sure your team gets it for free. And what it is basically a summary with a lot of great, incredible details, some new information. But if you've enjoyed the teachings and trainings that we've done for the last 6 months, all of that has been compiled and pressed and written up for you to have and share with your teams and really get the duplication going in your business. Y'all are talented, super talented. Y'all are amazing. What I want to see is you start to duplicate yourself in other people, and that is going to get you some incredible results. And even having that tool where you can introduce your team to it day one and say, hey, here's a free ebook download, read the first 20 pages, get back to me tomorrow. That's a leadership test. It costs nothing for you, costs nothing for them, but you'll know if they're serious. And the book is specifically designed to get that type of emotional buy-in. So it took me a while to put it all together, months and months and months. I love it. And thank y'all so much for all your support. And we will catch you on tomorrow, which is Wednesday. We have Coach Sonic Jones at 8:00 p.m., Coach's Corner. Thursday, we have Coach Tina and Coach Marcus. I get confused about the times on those particular calls because it's 2 of them back to back, and we're trying to move everything over to 7 o'clock. And then we'll see y'all later. So thank you for your time. I appreciate you. I have to hop off this particular call. We have to do a Zoom for our Trinidad and Tobago team with the East. I got to hop off there and hop on another Zoom with them. But love you. God bless y'all. And I will see y'all very, very soon. I also have the schedule for next month. Let me give that to y'all right quick if I can grab it. The travel schedule, what we have booked so far. There may be more stuff getting booked. We'll see. Larice Rivers, good to see you. We will be in Georgia. But let me get these dates for you. I know we got them somewhere. So right now, we will be in Atlanta with 2 meetings on July the 12th at 10 a.m. or the Atlanta area, Roswell, Georgia area. So we're going to be in Georgia all day and the evening time too on July 12th of next week. I think that's a Saturday or a Sunday. I'm not sure, but July 12th, we're going to be in Georgia. On the 13th, we will be in North Carolina. So not sure who's around North Carolina with Rasan Owens. We're going to be in North Carolina the afternoon of July the 13th. On the 20th of July, we're going to be in Dallas. Coach Seymour, Miriam Karim put something together. I'm sure we have everybody else attending as well. That's going to be Dallas on July 20th. I know we got details coming up in Central Texas, I think with Tommy Waldron. That's either the 19th or the 21st. I got to look at those details. So we're going to be in multiple cities in Georgia, multiple cities in Houston. And we do have 1 weekend at the end of the month still open. Listen, I'm not going to be mad if nobody books that. Trust me, I love my free time. We'll find something fun to do. Don't worry about that. But at the same time, we do have that particular weekend. Tommy's Day, it's in Facebook. I got to check it. I realized I didn't add it to my calendar, but we will be in multiple cities in Texas over that particular point in time. Janice Martin's going to be in North Carolina. Oh, that's going to be off the chain. I can't wait. That's going to be amazing. So we're going to be booking some more dates throughout the month. And again, if you want me to come out and do a meeting for you, starting off that second half of July and things of that nature, please reach out on Facebook. Let me know, and we will see if we can fit it in, and if you can get the right numbers in the room for us to do that. Okay, and it can be a home, it can be an apartment, it can be a clubhouse, community center. We've done them all, and everything's booked at all kind of venues. Okay, so I appreciate y'all so much. We will catch y'all on the next one. Y'all have a great evening. Texas is going to be on fire this summer. That I can guarantee you. All right, appreciate y'all.